Remember how dumb the psychologists on TikTok were? Remember how stupid they were? Well, I found a group of people that are even dumber than them. I know what you're thinking. I may be insane, but I'm not lying. I actually found a group of people that are dumber than psychologists on TikTok. And the people I found who are dumber than the psychologists were the conspiracy theorists. I think conspiracy theories are super cool, but the problem with most conspiracy theorists is like they don't use evidence. They don't use proper evidence. Like imagine, okay, there's a hidden pyramid under the water. And you know what they'll do? They'll go on Google Earth or Maps and they'll like go in the satellite image and they'll show you a little bump in the ocean and say, yeah, that is why there's pyramids under the water. That's not good evidence. When like saying something is true, you need proper evidence. These people lack evidence. That's why it makes them look so stupid. So let's take a look at our first conspiracy theorist.
I'm starting to believe that ancient people had advanced technology. Let's take a look. Well, for once, they created architecture that still puzzles scientists to this day, such as the pyramids of Giza. All we have is theories, but we have no idea how they did it. Even with our modern tech, we don't know how to replicate what they did.
He thinks we can't replicate the pyramids with like the technology we have now. Like what planet is this guy living on? Like we went to the moon. Why do you think we can't replicate the pyramid?
Ancient people worked with difficult stones such as granite, one of the hardest materials on Earth. They created amazing architecture and design that almost looked 3D printed. They created huge bronze statues such as the Colossus of Rhodes, which is 108 feet. This site is known as Pumapunku in Bolivia. To this day, these stones puzzle scientists. These stones in Pumapunku in Bolivia are having archaeologists and scientists scratching their heads. They say that it's absolutely impossible creating these structures with hammer and chisel. The only way to make this is with power tools, advanced technology. So much for the ancient people being primitive. Maybe we're the primitive ones. They even have drill holes that don't look man-made, but made with some type of advanced power tool. Their structures have stood the test of time, while our newly built roads can't even last a few years. Now the question is, what happened to them?
You know why this guy seems so stupid? It's cause he does not use common sense. Yes, people, most conspiracy theorists lack common sense. He talks about all these amazing buildings, statues, and things were built in like what, 1 day or 1 year or 2 years? Bro, it took literally a lot of decades and plus hundreds of thousands of people were working on it. With time, money, and a whole lot of people, you can basically do anything. You may not live to see it, but surely future generations will. And this stupid comment, maybe we're the primitive ones, literally made me so like angry. I wanted to bash my head on the corner of the table, but I won't do that because I'll start bleeding. So okay, let's take a look at our next conspiracy theorist.
You 1000% believe in.
The ancient civilizations on Earth were far more advanced than we're being told, and that one of them possibly even thrived before our oceans even existed.
Let me tell you something. The first life on Earth came from the oceans. And for you to say there was a life before the oceans were even created and before they were even on Earth, and for them to survive and thrive to the point where they build monuments is just absurd. Like that idea literally used no brain cells to create. Like I'm probably sure like many brain cells died while creating that idea because how stupid it was. And you know what's even more dumber? There were people in the comments actually agreeing with this guy. This is why you should pay attention in school so you don't end up like him. Let's continue to watch the rest of the video to see if this guy can explain this.
Stay with me. In the spring of 2013, a gentleman was sailing his yacht around the Azores Islands, an autonomous region of Portugal, when he discovered a large pyramid underwater. They would find that this architectural marvel was 60 feet tall and bigger around than a football field. So naturally, I had to dig deeper, and as I did, I kept seeing pictures of it circled on Google Earth. And of course, I had to go find it for myself. It's right here. But as I was checking it out, I thought to myself, well, where there's one, there's gotta be more, right? Well, look right above it. 1, 2 more pyramids. From there, it was over. I was up all night, scanning the entire ocean floor. And what I found absolutely blew my mind. That there were large clusters of what could be potential pyramids at the depths of the ocean all over the world. I mean thousands of them. Check part 2 for more.
Okay, a guy in the comment explained this wonderfully, okay? The pyramids he's seeing are tectonic hotspots. Just magma from the earth being pushed up. So guess what? They're not pyramids! Humans of our intelligence have only been roaming the earth for 30,000 years. Yes, there are many more humans that roamed before us, like our ancestors, like the Homo erectus that roamed like 200,000 years ago, but they're not comparable to us because we are way smarter than them. Okay, there's no video for this, but I'm gonna debunk something that is so big. This may be the biggest conspiracy theory in the world. Let me tell you it. Wait for it. Wait for it. The moon landing was fake. And I can tell you the moon landing is not fake. And I'll quickly state some reasons why people think the moon landing was fake. Reason number 1, the flag waved on the moon. Actually, there are so many experiments you can see on YouTube of people keeping flags in a vacuum chamber and the flag still being able to wave. So just search up a YouTube video of moon landing flag waving. You can just search that up and literally see so many experiments that people debunking this like this. Reason number 2, why were there no stars in the photos taken on the moon? There's 2 ways to debunk this. The camera was only focusing on the astronaut, and the cameras back then were not like the cameras we have now. When they focus on something, the sides will not be as clear or easy to take pictures of than something in the middle. Cameras have evolved to the point where I can take videos so simply, and even in the background, if it's focusing on my face, you could still see my hands moving perfectly. But back then, cameras were not like that. And the other reason is they were on the sun side of the moon. If you go out on a sunny day, it's really hard to see the stars. So that same thing applies for the moon. Reason number 3 to prove the moon landing is fake, used by intellectuals who think they are smart, who think they are amazing, who think they had the biggest brain in the world. If we went to the moon that long ago, why aren't we going now? Yes, people, that's the most used reason to prove the moon landing is fake. But I can simply prove it wrong by this simple saying. If you can do it, doesn't mean you should do it. Wow. Let me take this even further, okay? So what is the moon in a simple term that even a 5-year-old can understand? It is basically a giant rock that is floating around the earth. So why would countries spend billions of dollars just to go up to the giant rock and grab some rock pieces? Why would we spend billions of dollars just to go up and touch a big rock? There's no point. If you can do it, doesn't mean you should. Same thing with the first guy. Why should we build a pyramid? Why should we rebuild it? If you can do it, does not mean you should. What if we learned from watching all these conspiracy theorists? One simple thing I have learned is these people don't use common sense. They lack practicality, which is super important when you're trying to prove something wrong. You need to use common sense. But these people lack it to the point you want to again, the corner of the table, you want to bang your head on there. So to debunk these type of people, just use common sense. And also another reason why a lot of people believe them is also they speak with a lot of confidence. This may not be related to the video, but if you want people to believe you, speak with a lot of confidence. When you're saying something true and you're using a lot of confidence, you will be believed. Even if you're saying something false and you're using a lot of confidence, you will be believed. So remember, when you're talking to a crowd of people, just talk with the utmost confidence. This is the end of the video, and I really hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe, because these videos take a lot of work and effort.